see this stack of books that is basically the height of me? We're getting rid of them. Goodbye. This is going to be a long video. Strap in. I can't let go, or it just falls. Here is a brief overview of what you're going to see throughout this video. I will talk you through the books I'm getting rid of and why, and you will also see the process of me maybe selling some, donating some. I don't know if we've got many like little libraries in this area. It's not really a big thing here, but I'm going to have a look to see if there is any of those. I will also look into my actual local library because I've never been. And we should also encourage library use here. Let's count how many books I'm actually daring to get rid of. 31 books. I am getting rid of 31 books. It is a mixture of ones that I've read and ones that I haven't read. So I've worked out recently what books I've been DNFing the most, what books I've been rating lowly the most, and either getting rid of ones that I just don't think I'm ever going to reread because I want my personal library to be books that I would want to read over and over again. Books that I'm not going to read because just historically it doesn't really work out with that genre, that author, things like that. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Here is an overview of what I'm getting rid of purely so I can take down this pile. Agatha Christie. We're starting off with Murder on the Orient Express. I read this last year, I want to say. It was fine. I read it because I thought I needed to. And I've read it and I'll never read it again. It was fine. And because that one just didn't hit the way that I thought it would, I'm also going to get rid of The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is another Agatha Christie book. Next, I think I was kidding myself when I got this book because I'm not going to read it. I don't know who I thought I was when I was like, yeah, I'll read that book. I really won't. And that is The Story of Art Without Men. It is a beast and it's heavy. And I don't know who I thought I was. I don't have that much interest in art. No, I don't know why. Are we safe? Oh, we're safe. This is the Divergent series. So it's the full one, Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant, and 4. I bought these maybe a year and a half ago, thinking, yeah, absolutely. I never read them when I was younger. I briefly remember the films. Let's pick them up at a secondhand bookshop. So I got them for quite cheap. But now I don't care. It's not the vibe anymore. I've grown past this. I will finish the Hunger Games series because it's the Hunger Games, but I wasn't the biggest Divergent fan when the films came out, so I don't know why I thought this would be very different. Next up, we have some romances. We have Set on You by Amy Lee. I enjoyed this at the time. I'm not going to reread this book, and I think it just deserves a better home. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I would read more of her work, but I don't think I would ever reread it. So, to a better home she goes. We have a couple of Christina Lauren books as well. So we have the Soulmate Equation and the Unhoneymooners. Unhoneymooners, when I read this, I did think, oh, this is a bit overhyped, but I still kept it for some reason. Like, it was fine, but I did think, oh, overhyped. And then I read the Soulmate Equation, which I enjoyed more, but once again, I'm not going to reread these. No, I have other romances that I would rather comfort reread than these. Next, we have, I believe they're both YA. I know one is. A couple of Holly Bourne books. So first, we've got You Could Be So Pretty. And then we've also got The Places I've Cried in Public. I haven't read this one, but I have read this one. This, I read it in a day. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it at the time, once again. No interest in rereading a book. This is not a book that you would reread, really, because it deals with some quite, like, dark things. So I'm just not going to reread it. I think maybe, like, it doesn't get a lot of hype. It doesn't get talked about a lot. I think maybe other people should read it. So I'm going to give it that chance. And this probably will get donated to the library or something. This one, I think I have no interest in reading it. And it's not in the best condition because it was secondhand when I got it. Next, we have Being Miss Nobody by Tamsin Winter. I read this when I was first getting back into reading in 2021. God, that feels like so long ago now. And it is a story of bullying and someone trying to find their way through sort of like selective mute disorder. I don't know what it's called. At the time, I appreciated it for what it was. Now, I still think it's an important story, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread this. So I want to pass it on to someone who will enjoy it more and maybe take something away from it. Ooh, here we have another chunk of an order. We have a chunk of Alice Oseman. So I'm getting rid of 4 of my Alice Oseman's books. I will be keeping my Heartstopper collection, but I'm getting rid of her books. So I've got This Winter, Solitaire, Loveless, and Radio Silence. Just think I've outgrown them, to be perfectly honest. I've read all 4 of them. I enjoyed Solitaire at the time, and Radio Silence was okay, but yeah, I just think I've outgrown them. I think I've just outgrown her writing style, but I will be keeping my Heartstopper and reading the 6th one when it comes out next year. Next up, we have some more like literary fiction kind of books. So we have Old Baggage by Lisa Evans. I've not read this book and I have 0 interest in doing so. Quite simply. None at all. So, goodbye. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is a really interesting premise and a really interesting story, but it just didn't quite hit for me. It just didn't quite do what I thought it was going to do. See you later. The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. This is a very important story that a lot of people should read, and I think I've read it. I appreciate my time with it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. It was just a story to take in. But I think more people need to read it, and I thought of donating this to my library to give it that chance so people don't need to buy it. Then this is, again, like, why did I buy these books? I think, you know when you just buy books to buy books and then you look back and go, what the fuck was that? That's what this is. This is like it's not even a trilogy. There's more of these in the series. But this is a Dr. Nell Ward book series. It's by Sarah Yarwood Lovett. I've got The Generation of Vipers, A Swarm of Butterflies, A Trace of Hares. No interest. None at all. I do not know what compelled me. So we have Shadow of the Hangman by Edward Marston. I tried to read one of his other books and I DNF'd it on like page 3. So that's enough reason for me. Unburied by Heather Critchlow. I think I got this in another blind date with the book that I think other people would really enjoy it. I've not read it, but I think other people would really enjoy it, and I just think it would be pretty mid for me. So The Whispers by Heidi Perks. My mum gave me this. My mum really recommended it. She really enjoyed her time with it. But I just don't think it's for me. And the authors that have reviewed it on the back, I don't like any of them, which is a bad sign. So I'm just going to take that bad sign and give it away. The Three Dahlias by Katie Watson. I mean, the cover, I think, is really cute. There's just I don't know what it is. But also, it's set in the 1930s. I've learned I just struggle with books that are set in that time period. They're clearly not for me. The Wreckage by Robin Morgan Bentley. Here we go. Again, I do believe this was a blind date with the book that's just not intriguing me in any kind of way. So it's going bye-bye. I didn't even read the blurb. The cover was enough, which is really bad. This is Double Crossed by Roberta Cray. Can you see why? Meh. It doesn't seem that interesting, to be honest. I think this will just go to the library. Oh, we're on our last two. So we've got Murder on the Menu by Alex Coombs. Again, I really like the cover. I think the cover is really nice. I remember buying this, being really excited about it. But now, no. My taste in books is just completely and utterly changed over the last year. I've really found what I like. And unfortunately, this is just no longer in that mix. And last but not least, we have The Maid by Nita Prose. This is a really, really popular book that I've heard nothing but negative reviews on. So that's enough for me. I have lost all interest in reading this book. So that's them all. That's all. What did I say? 31? Was it 31? That's all 31 books that I'm getting rid of. Now it is time to decide what I'm selling, decide what I'm donating, and do those things. Okay, hello. So in this clip, you can see me organising what I'm going to sell, donate, and what my plans were for the library and the charity shops. I will also let you know throughout this, because it's been so long, which ones actually sold and which ones didn't. So I'm currently going through my Alice Oseman's. I did post these on Vinted. They sat on my Vinted for 2, 3, 4 weeks, something around there, and they did not sell. So these did actually end up being donated to charity. You will see I create 2 piles. One was intended for the library and one was intended for the charity shop. I judged this by the quality of the book, if I think that they would go well, if I thought it was an important story, that sort of vibe. Here I'm working on the story of Art Without Men. That sold on Vinted like immediately, like so fast. I don't know why, but I think it literally sold like during this clip. Maid, that didn't sell. Like none of them really did, other than the story of Art and the Divergent series. But you can see my piles are slowly building up for the library and for the charity shop. The library did not work out. You will see why in the next clip. But all the ones that were intended for the library did end up being donated to the charity shop as well. These ones, I uploaded all of these, I believe, to my Vinted, and as I mentioned, oh, here you go, that's when it sells. As I mentioned, they don't sell. They just don't. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe because the hype of these books is a few years old now, people don't really care so much, which, fair enough. I think that's pretty much literally why I'm getting rid of them, to be honest. So, but the Divergent series did sell, so they went over to a good home. And that is it. I think that's the rest of the books. So here you can see me wrapping up Story of the Art. This I only sold for a few pounds. None of these I put up for a lot because they're books and they should be accessible to everybody. Simple. Very, very simple. And then I just bagged up the ones that needed to go elsewhere and failed. Failed miraculously, as you can see. It's about right, really. About right. So for an update, I have donated my stack of books to a charity. I then have uploaded all the ones I'm selling onto my Vinted. I've only sold one so far, but that's okay. They'll chill there for a few weeks, and then if I don't sell, they'll just get donated somewhere. I messaged my local library, and they've said that they'd only accept donations if they are in basically brand new condition and if they're really new releases. Which these books, they're not. They're just not brand new releases. Like, a lot of them are in really, really good condition, but they're not brand new releases, so they won't get accepted. Also, I've searched up on the free little library things, and there is none in my area. And right now I don't have the facilities to set up my own little library because I've got nowhere to put it outside where it would be accessible to everybody. Just with this house, it wouldn't work. I wanted people to be able to freely read these books because I think some of them share really important information and really important stories and lessons for people to learn. So I wanted that to be free. But I guess I can't. So I don't really know what I'm doing with those right now, which is annoying. Hello, it's been a while. This video has taken me a lot longer to make than I anticipated. But that is because I just kept looking at my shelves and thinking, I want to get rid of more. So here is the next round and the final round you will see. Okay, so first we are getting rid of the Atlas 6 and Atlas Paradox. I didn't really enjoy these, but I was new to the creator space and felt like I should have, because there were those big popular books. So I was like, oh yeah, it's good. I don't do that anymore. Let's just all know that. I don't do that anymore. So their time with me has come to an end. I've listed these on Vinted. 7 Deadly Thorns by Amber Hamilton. This sucked. Let's put it out there. This was a DNF. I DNF'd this last night. I've already sold it. It's, you know, oh my god, don't read this book unless you're the person that bought it. Thank you so much. But yeah, I've literally just sold it, so this is gonna get packaged up and go. This one kind of surprised me purely because like I bought these over time because I used to love them, but now I'm looking at them going, yeah, I used to love them, but I'm not going to read them again. I'm not. Yeah. And that is my collection of John Green books. Will Grayson, The Fault in Our Stars, An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, Looking for Alaska, Let It Snow, and Turtles All the Way Down. I think I'm going to upload these as a bundle on Vinted, see if anybody wants them for cheap, and then if not, they'll probably just get donated. And I've also sold already my Empyrean, my Fourth Wing trilogy, and I'm glad. I loved Fourth Wing when I read it. Iron Flame, not so much. And then someone gifted me, as a goodbye present from my old job, Onyx Storm, and I have realised I have zero interest in reading that book. Zero. None whatsoever. I don't care. And with that means it's time for it to go. I also sold my Shatter Me series because I hated that. So overall, we have got rid of like 50 books in this video. I think even more, maybe. I'll count when I'm editing this because I think it could possibly be more. Remarkably, though, I still don't have space on my bookshelf. So, you know, maybe the mood will take me again in the future and I will unhaul even more books. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what is the latest book that you unhauled and why. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you are not sick of my face. No pressure though. And I will speak to you all very, very soon. Thanks so much. Bye.